Bremen District 228 Board meeting to order. Can I get attendance, please? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Gleason? Here. Mrs. List? Here. Ms. Lot? Here. Mrs. Motley? Here. Ms. Stearns? Mr. Whitcomb?
Here.
Mrs. Russell?
Here, please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, moving on to our board minute approval. Can I get a motion to approve the June 18th, 2024 regular meeting minutes?
So moved.
Second. Moved by Ms. Gleason, second by Ms. Motley. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Gleason?
Aye.
Mrs. Motley?
Aye.
Mrs. List abstained. Ms. Lot?
Aye.
Mr. Whitcomb?
Aye.
Mrs. Russell?
Aye. Excuse me, can I get a motion to approve the July 9th, 2024 Committee of a Whole meeting minutes?
So moved.
Second. Moved by Mr. Whitcomb, second by Ms. Lot. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Whitcomb?
Aye.
Ms. Lot?
Aye.
Mrs. Gleason?
Aye.
List abstained. Ms. Motley?
Aye.
Mrs. Russell?
Aye. Moving on to our superintendent report.
Excuse me, thank you, Mrs. Ressler. You've done a real good job, I think, over the last 2 years in particular, highlighting some of our career pathway programs. I thought it would be appropriate time to not forget that we do have a program out there for every student. So in this case, one of the results that we got back recently are of our advanced placement results. So a student that is determined to be college bound, and not only college bound, but wants to take advantage of our AP curriculum to earn some of those credits prior to leaving. And happy to report just some key findings, and since the principal's reports are shorter today, I'll kind of brag on some of their team members and teachers as well. So just to give you an idea, 2022 to 2024, this summer, our exams, the total amount of exams went up from 1391 to 1653, so approximately 250 more exams. That equated to approximately 140 new testers, so from 824 to 964. So a program that's still developing, still out there for students to take advantage of. And the real cool finding is that our pass rate stayed relatively the same. So at a 50% pass rate, it's actually very competitive for AP planning and programming. So really neat. Some major highlights: the art department as a whole did fantastic. 84% of their students passed their portfolios in 2D, 3D, or drawing. In particular, Bremen teacher Mr. Gonzalez had 80% pass rate. Tinley Park, Mr. Price had 100% pass rate. Hillcrest, Mrs. Abedeson Mason, 83% pass rate, and Oak Forest, Mr. Chambers, 80% pass rate. So 80% threshold, you have to be beyond the 50% as an overall school. Again, some individual teachers that shined and reached some great success. Myra Martinez, Spanish teacher at Bremen, 100% of her students passed the Spanish language test. Lee Rosinski, science teacher at Tinley Park, 100% of his students passed the chemistry test. Dan Unick at Tinley Park, 86% passed in U.S. government, 86% in U.S. history. Maria Ariano, Spanish teacher at Oak Forest, 82% of her students passed the Spanish language. Katie Catrano, English teacher at Oak Forest, had 80% of her students passed the English lit. And Mr. Burrell, science teacher at Tinley Park, 70% of his students passed the physics 1 test. So just some teachers and students' accomplishments that went above and beyond. Want to congratulate them, but just a good reminder that we do have programs for every student, whatever path it is. We will try to find the right way for you, and have you report this.
Moving on to our principal reports.
Hi, everyone. Glad to see everyone again. I want to start by just thanking Mr. Meany, who did a fantastic job covering for me while I was out as our interim principal. We had a phenomenal second semester, and all of our metrics, showed exactly what we were looking for. So I want to thank him and our team for kind of carrying the load while I was out with the baby. Excited to be back this summer, planning for next school year. We have a lot of fun things to come, but I wanted to highlight, being that it's summertime and there's not a whole lot going on just yet. Mr. Lynch, who we've had present a handful of times here, has done a nice job providing extra opportunities throughout the summer for our students, hosted by BDTV. So the one that we're going to highlight tonight is our film camp. He's got a couple students here that are going to share what they did over the course of the week in film camp, and he has an upcoming camp, I'm going to mess this one up, sports internship for students that are looking. The film camp was focused on creating a short film. The sports internship is more on interviewing, putting videos together. For example, they've done highlights of the football program in the upcoming season, but sports-focused filmmaking or short films and clips will be the one that's coming up soon. It's open to all district schools, so he runs courses for district students. This year we're excited, his enrollment numbers are up, so not only will we have a section of our Communication Arts Technology class for Bremen students, but we also have a full section that will be students from the other 3 district schools. So it's a really fun class, and I was just blown away by everything that these students were able to accomplish and their progress over 4 days. So Mike, take it away.
Okay, good evening, my name is Michael Lynch. I'm in charge of the media programs here in the district. We offer 2 programs, Communication Arts Technology and Digital Media Production. Both are very media-based, but more important than that, the programs teach your kids skills that they're going to use no matter what workforce they do. And I think that's something that's very important in the work we're doing today, is teaching them relevant skills. So although a lot of people think, oh, just take the classes because you want to media, the reality is you're going to need skills like cooperation, problem solving, and most importantly, storytelling. Everything we do in life is storytellers. From interviewing for a job, interviewing to college, or meeting that significant other, it's all about telling a story. And that's kind of the basis of this camp. We brought together 10 students from 3 different schools, and I was kind of influenced by a teacher of Lake Forest named Steve Douglas. He runs an organization called Chicago Summer Stories. I'm actually working with them this week, took the night off, and they create films up there in Lake Forest, which is a fun drive last night, and remember what's going on. And, kudos to him, he kind of guided me a little bit, and I've been trying to work on this for the last 10 years, and finally had an opportunity to get it going. And how it worked was small skills throughout the entire week. That was only 4 days. And then the kids went out and they produced, they made, they created, and they told stories. And the amazing to me, being the first time we've done that, is that they produced 4 short stories in 4 days. And that's, if you don't understand the idea of how media or storytelling films work, that's absolutely amazing. I expected to produce 1, maybe 2, but every day they were all about producing a new story. And they did a fantastic job. I think they had some fun. I want to thank a few people, Renee Mack for her support, Dr. Williams, Dr. Rosinski, Matt Meany, Georgia Drew. Of course, I said Steve Douglas from Chicago Summer Stories. And if the kids want to come up, Isabella, Aiden, I think Oscar just showed up. You guys want to talk a little bit about your experience?
So with our experience with the whole camp throughout the 4 days that we were there, I think it was really fun and positive experience, and I was obviously new to everything, but he's helped us through it all and gave us lessons at the start of each day. I think that helped a lot, but I think what carried him more was our creativity, because like he said, he didn't think we could come up with a story that quickly and that decently every single day. And I think we proved him wrong in a good way. Overall, they didn't come out as bad as I thought they would. They were pretty good. They were decent. Some were funny. And I think the whole process was the best part about it. And it really, because I was already planning on going into this kind of stuff, and it really taught me how long it actually takes just to do a short 1-minute film, which took us 3 or 4 hours. But overall, it was a really good experience, and I'm glad I came. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I think my biggest takeaway from this was how surprisingly easy it is to actually produce and create a short film, and realizing that you don't actually need all of this fancy equipment. You just need a decent phone, and a basic storyline, coming up with those ideas, brainstorming, and you really learn how to put together all the small details, between lighting, costuming, props, because that can really take your film to the next level, and it's what sets apart, a good film from a not so high quality production. So being able to take that away was very valuable.
I'm Aiden, and what I really got from the experience is how much respect you gain from filmmakers, cameramen, editors, because sometimes you think it's really easy, oh, I can go do this, or I how to do that, and how much time it takes to develop a story, how many reshoots. Like the first film we did, there was no audio. Like we couldn't hear anything. And then so then learning the next day how to go back, how to change it, and then learning all the respect that you get for filmmakers and all the people you meet, all new creative ideas. That's what I really got from the experience is how much respect that you can gain from filmmakers.
So round of applause for our storytellers and the fantastic. As I mentioned before, this is our first year, and it's going to grow. It's going to get bigger, I think. I'm in the process right now, as I said, I'm up in like 4 or 6 weeks talking to ample distinguished educators. So ample, if you're watching this here, I'll talk to you guys later. They do have a program as well as a program called the High School Collective, where they do allow students to use more equipment. And that's something I'm working on behind the scenes to kind of grow this program and offer it to our students in the students of 28. So thank you very much.
Thank you to our students who came. I know it's summertime, you don't want to come back here, but I'm always excited to see the presentations, but even more to hear from the students. So thank you for taking time for your day to be here today. No other principal reports. All right. We are going to move on to our FOIA request.
Thank you, Mrs. Ressler. Since the last regular board meeting, we received the following Freedom of Information Act request. Bant B, requested email addresses for school board members, trustees, emails, and job titles of all current teachers, principals, superintendent, and administrative staff within the school district. This request has been completed. And Carol Round from Sunrise CFO requested an opportunity to inspect or obtain copies of public records, including special education and regular education student transportation contracts, with the details of the contracts, including pricing and, if possible, the number of routes to service the contracts. This request is being completed. That's all.
Thank you. Moving on to our board members. Any board member reports? All right, if there are no board member reports, we will move on to new business. Ms. Morrison.
Item 4.1 is bills, addendum to bills, payroll, and CBS bills. These items are being recommended for full board approval.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Whitcomb, second by Ms. Motley. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Whitcomb?
Aye.
Mrs. Motley? Aye. Mrs. Gleason?
Aye.
Mrs. List? Aye. Ms. Lot?
Aye.
Mrs. Ressler?
Aye.
Item 4.2 is the fiscal year 2025 tentative budget, which will be available at the Administration Center starting tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. For 30 days prior to the adoption of the final budget. This item is being recommended for full board approval.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Gleason, second by Ms. Motley. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Gleason?
Aye.
Mrs. Motley? Aye. Mrs. List? Aye. Ms. Lot?
Aye.
Mr. Whitcomb?
Aye.
Mrs. Ressler?
Aye.
Item 4.3 is the resolution directing allocation of expenses for IMRF and Social Security purposes. This item is being recommended for full board approval.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Gleason, second by Ms. Motley. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Gleason?
Aye.
Mrs. Motley?
Aye.
Mrs. List? Aye. Ms. Lot?
Aye.
Mr. Whitcomb?
Aye.
Mrs. Ressler?
Aye.
Item 4.4 is the fiscal year 2025 rates of pay memo effective August 1st, 2024. This item is being recommended for full board approval.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Whitcomb, second by Ms. Gleason. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Whitcomb?
Aye.
Mrs. Gleason?
Aye.
Mrs. List? Aye. Ms. Lot?
Aye.
Mrs. Motley?
Aye.
Mrs. Ressler?
Aye. Item 4.5, Dr. Boswell.
Board has discussed it at the committee meeting last week. The administration is recommending we extend our transportation contracts with Illinois School Bus and Alpha School Bus for the next 2 years. It increases that were discussed last week for the 2 years with both. These are longtime partners of the district who have been responsive to our needs and requests and serve as the best choice for both performance and fiscal responsibility for the district. We're recommending this contract for full board approval.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Gleason, second by Mr. Whitcomb. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Gleason?
Aye.
Mr. Whitcomb?
Aye.
Mrs. List? Aye. Ms. Lot?
Aye.
Mrs. Motley?
Aye.
Mrs. Ressler?
Aye. Item 4.6, Dr. Sikora.
Thank you, Mrs. Ressler. Item 4.6 is our annual dues for competing in the South Suburban Conference. It's at a rate of $12,500 per school, along with our other 9 non-district schools. This is on par with the last few years in terms of dues, and I'm recommending for full board approval.
So So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Whitcomb, second by Ms. Lot. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Whitcomb?
Aye.
Ms. Lot? Aye. Mrs. Gleason?
Aye.
Mrs. List? Aye. Ms. Molly?
Aye.
Mrs. Ressler?
Aye. Item 4.7.
Item 4.7 is our biannual closed session minute and audio recording review. Closed session minutes are reviewed biannually to determine whether or not to keep these minutes closed to the public. Audio recordings of closed session meetings 18 months or older may be disposed of pending approval by the Board of Education. It's my recommendation that all the closed session minutes remain closed to the public, including the most recent minutes of February 13, 2024, February 20, 2024, March 12, 2024, April 9, 2024, June 11, 2024. It's also my recommendation that audio recordings 18 months or older be disposed of, with the exception of any dates that may be held due to pending litigation.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Gleason, second by Mr. Whitcomb. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Gleason?
Aye.
Mrs. List? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Whitcomb?
Aye.
Mrs. List? Aye. Ms. Lot? Aye. Mrs. Motley?
Aye.
Mrs. Ressler?
Aye. Item 4.8.
Item 4.8 are the press recommendations. Our attorney did get a chance to review them, and after careful review with only himself, I agree that we're recommending the approval and adoption of the revisions listed to the board policy and board docs as discussed in committee of the whole last week.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Ms. Gleason, second by Ms. Motley. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Gleason?
Aye.
Mrs. Motley?
Aye.
Mrs. List? Aye. Ms. Lot? Aye. Mr. Whitcomb?
Aye.
Mrs. Ressler?
Aye. Moving on to our personnel recommendations. Back to you, Dr. Sakura.
Thank you. All right, for retirement, we have Joanne Malinga and Michelle Jurgens. Resignations, Thomas Element and Khalil Howard. Change of position, we have Ms. Lori Vitt, who's moving into special education coordinator. She's actually here tonight too, so here we send all the way. Happy to have her join the administrative staff. For other employment, we have Melissa Smotherman, Alexis Inslee, Roberta Jones, Kathleen McNeely, Elizabeth Stern, Eden Robodello, Leslie Truitt, and Melissa Adolphs. I'm recommending these for full board approval.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Whitcomb, second by Ms. Motley. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Whitcomb?
Aye.
Mrs. Motley?
Aye.
Mrs. Gleason?
Aye.
Mrs. List? Aye. Ms. Lot?
Aye.
Mrs. Ressler?
Aye. All right, moving on to communications. Any comments from the public? Any sheets? All right, if there are no comments for the public, can I move to I'd like to go to closed session. I'm like losing my words today. Can I get a motion to go to closed session to consider information regarding the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees? 5 ILCS 122, subsection C1.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Whitcomb, second by Ms. Motley. Roll call, please.
Mr. Whitcomb?
Aye.
Mrs. Motley?
Aye.
Mrs. Gleason?
Aye.
Mrs. List? Aye. Mr. Whitcomb?
Yep.
Ms. Ressler? Aye. I'm losing it too.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Whitcomb, second by Ms. Gleason. Can I get a roll call? Go. Whitcomb and Gleason.
Okay. Mr. Whitcomb?
Aye.
Mrs. Gleason?
Aye.
Mrs. List? Aye. Ms. Lot?
Aye.
Ms. Motley?
Aye.
Mrs. Ressler?
Aye. Our announcements are as follow. Our next committee of the whole meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, August 13th at 6:45 p.m. at Hillcrest High School. And our next regular board meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, August 20th, 7 p.m. at Hillcrest High School. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
Moved by Ms. Gleason, second by Ms. Motley. All those in favor?